Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be doing a different style of a video. It's still going to be MineZ related. But basically, I wanted to strategically analyze a fight that I was in the other night. Um, some of you already may know that, actually, let's start from the beginning. Alright, I have an account, and the IGN is McCarlington. And not many people knew about it, but some people did. It's alright. That's okay. And I will admit, I am that player. The purpose of that account... The purpose of that account was for it to be a shark account, but ever since Origins and a few updates prior to that, they nerfed Depth Striders and Rest Helms. There's just a lot of things that were nerfed. So basically, the water PvP in the uh, northwest side of the map is kind of inexistent, and there was really no need for me to have a shark account anymore. The purpose mainly was to eliminate any of the Brotherhood. They really don't play anymore. The Bros, they also don't really play anymore. And then just like individuals who would also be in that area, but I'm either team with them or the people who I'm not team with are never really on for me to just kill them. There's really not enough people. There's not enough fish in the sea. Let's just put it that way. Um, the McCarlington's kill count before it died was over 54. So that's kind of the biggest thing that I lost out of this battle. And also the potentiality of loot, which is not a big thing that we'll be getting into. So we will discuss the situation that happened, and we'll take a look at how I messed up so badly. This happened, I think, 2 nights ago, and I've had time to clearly reflect on what happened and where I messed up. And there was a few things, but then there was also one thing that was out of my control, and it was the obscene amount of damage I was taking. I do not know what was going on there. If I could get a revive, that'd be nice, but if not, then, oh well. Anyways, we'll start the story. So, Andrew64MC has storage accounts, and if you're in the MineZ community in any way, he posted his video in the Shoppo Discord around June 4th, I think it was. And me being the smart intellectual I was, I made sure that his alt location has not moved and that the video was updated. So I basically asked if all the items in that video are still there for the main part, or if any of the inventories have been updated. And he replied saying that the inventories are good. I made this video May 30th, so I was like, dang. There's no way he moved his accounts, all 20 of them or something, in that small little window. So I marched McCarlington over to his neat little island, which is right here. I don't think his alts are there anymore. And I also placed some empty storage accounts. I don't really remember what island it was, but some empty storage accounts just so I would be ready to swim his zombie or zombies over to those accounts. So I was prepared, but my biggest mistake was since I was on my shark account, I was using my Rest Helm and Depth Striders. So what I did was I logged out in the water, kind of far away, so probably like right here. It's a good 50 blocks. But you still get slowness when you log in. And I talked to Andrew64MC today to understand his POV a little bit more, and I will also talk about that. So I was logged out here, and I knew that he was on the island somewhere. I wasn't sure if it was on the top, if it was down here. I wasn't sure. I could have looked at the coordinates a little bit clearly, but more clearly. But there's no way of really knowing. I just knew he was on this island. And I'll start the clip. Basically, I had intel knowledge from a member in his group. I'm not going to say who, because I kind of want him to figure out who it was, and he has not figured it out yet. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens there. I found out from them when he was logging on his alt, and I logged in basically the same time as his alt account, but his main account was also already there, and he had a PvP inventory, he said. So the clip will start off with like 10-20 seconds into me logging in, and him basically shitting his pants, wondering who's there. Alright, so like I said, this is my shark account, and back in the day, trajectory of arrows would not work when you're swimming. So you can see that I only have 2 arrows left. I'll go back there for a second. And right there. I only have 2 arrows left, and if you look at the durability of my depth striders and rest helm, it's impossible to get Dura that high anymore because the staff team thought that that combo was overpowered. You can also see that I have a crap ton of gapples, food, and lone sword. Yeah, just really all around, dang, sick inventory as a shark. So at this point, I should have gone onto the island. So that was my second biggest mistake. I should have swam straight to the island because at this point he ran his account over to this side, basically using himself and the terrain as a barrier, and then I completely missed the nade. If I would have hit that, maybe his account would still be online, but there's no way of knowing. And then another thing is, I'm using basically an all-splash inventory, and I should have used some drinks, but that's besides the point. This was also at 12:30 a.m., so it was kind of late. I don't care what this kid says anymore. Alright, now let's take a closer look at what's happening here. So, I don't really know. We're gonna look at how many hearts I'm taking, because it's very interesting that I lose 2 hearts at some points, and then 1, and then a heart and a half, and I'm wearing full iron. So this is another reason why I died, and this was the third reason why I lost this battle. And this was out of my control. I don't know why I was taking so much damage. I know they increased sword damage, but I was not expecting to take 2 hearts of damage. That's basically an overkill. So alright, let's look. We're down a heart and a half, and we have 2 absorption hearts. Alright, so first hit was a heart and a half, and then the next one was, alright, 2 hearts. So I had half an absorption heart, and then I went down from a heart and a half to 7 hearts, and then I lost another heart and a half. Alright, I went down a heart, and then another heart. Okay, he's potting, I chuck a nade, basically canceling out his pot. I splash. I'm at 9 hearts. He told me he was at around 6 plus the gapple, so he has regen and he has absorption. Okay, so I'm going in. We both are full iron D-sword, keep that in mind. First hit I take was definitely not a crit. I lost 2 hearts. And it's not a latency thing either. I think he's getting somewhere around 60 ping, and I'm getting 100. So there's no way that his hits should be stacking. Alright, so anyways, first hit, 2 hearts. Second hit, a heart and a half, a heart and a half again. I turn the pot, 2 hearts. And yeah, if you died losing 2 hearts, you'd probably have the same reaction. It basically was as if I was PvPing without like a helmet or boots or something, but I clearly had all my armor, and you can see it on my body when I press E right here. So unless if they secretly removed the protection values from either the pants or the helmet, then sword damage is just busted. So I don't know if that's just a glitch or like Andrew64MC obviously was not abusing a bug or anything along those lines. Just something is wrong, and it has to be with, it's internal, it's the code. And I don't know if that's enough to get a revive, but either way, I don't think I should have died there. Anyways, we're going to be looking at it in depth. What could I have done differently? So the biggest thing, as I said, was logging out on the hill. If I would have had the high ground that fight, I probably would have targeted his ult first, not kill his ult, and him being on Laserville, he even tried splashing it to keep it alive. So he would most likely do whatever he could in his power to keep his ult account alive while I'm critting it out, and also trying to kill me at the same time. So I should have been logged out and logging in on the mountain. Biggest mistake, by far. The odds would have been in my favor. I would have been Obi-Wan Kenobiing his bottom into the frickin' water and then sharking him that way, which would have been the best alternative. As to what I did was starting in the water and trying to climb on. That was dumb. Never again will I make that same mistake. The second was when I was in the water and he was running his account from here to the back. I should have swam up, basically going full D-Day and just charging Normandy, and then trying to take them both out. Prevent him from logging out, and then boom. The third, like I said, was out of my hands. Just taking the ridiculous amount of damage was, I don't know. And then I could have also, another option would be to just straight up be exiting the fight. Once I realized that his ult account was out, I could just cut my losses and say like, yeah, never mind. Yeah, so when I started fighting him, there was some of his group logged in from Chromier to try and help him. And I thought about this also in my plan. I would not have killed the zombies. I would have just swam them to those alt spots, log them out. There's no way they would have been able to catch up with me. So, yeah, that's basically it for this video. Let me know if you guys like it. If you wanna watch some more PvP analytics. Yeah, it was pretty boring, I guess. But that's it. Adios.